Alright guys, so we've had almost a week now of Manor Lords gameplay and discussions on videos, Reddit threads, and Discords, and I can see that there are plenty of people who love everything Slavic magic is delivering with the game and cannot wait to try it out for themselves. Naturally, of course, there are loads of people who are put off by what they see, underwhelmed by the lack of some gameplay mechanics, replayability, features, and are calling it a little bit overhyped. 2 million people have wishlisted it on Steam, so there's a lot riding on Manor Lords, no doubt about it. And in this video, I want to talk about two important factors that I think a lot of people seem to be missing. This is an early access game, all made by one developer. What that means is Manor Lords is launching as an unfinished game, and by buying it next week, you are committing to its future. You are putting your faith in the continued development of the game, regardless of actually whether you enjoy it right now or not, and believing in Slavic Magic's vision and the future promise of a fully finished Manor Lords with all those features and mechanics that are still in progress right now. Whether that's the AI villages in other regions, towns that can go beyond level 3 into big cities with medieval walls, and better diplomacy, research, everything further developed to be a bigger and more finished game. Everything you've seen for the last few days is only the beginning of what is to become, the potential still to be realized. And I don't think enough people out there discussing how it looks and how it plays right now actually understand what that means. And beyond that, you're also putting your faith in the hands of one guy. Yes, he's got testers and some coders and some art designers, but he is the principal developer, hence why it's taken so long for the game to come out. He's got ambition and a vision, and he's carried that all the way from its humble beginnings in 2018, 2019 at least, to the demo in 2022, to the release now in April 2024. By buying Manor Lords in early access, you're like an early backer of Slavic Magic because you believe in that vision. You want to support Manor Lords in its development journey to realize that full potential. I see so many people watching the gameplay disappointed by the lack of certain mechanics or elements, and to a certain degree, of course, I can feel that too. I mean, any sound person would. But to me anyway, on the other hand, and to a much larger degree, I'm shocked at what this one guy has been able to achieve in this early access version, and that delight, that surprise to see what he's been able to do here so far is what drives my faith in what he can do and the potential for its future. Not to mention the fact that the foundation of the game is all here, and for an early access, it's a lot more than others like it in the past. Manor Lords, without a doubt, is one of the most immersive and authentic city builder games I've ever played. To be able to watch buildings be constructed from the ground up with such detail, to follow your people in their day-to-day lives to see what they get up to witness them get ill or injured on the job, or go to the market and do some shopping, all with this incredible medieval backdrop is literally nothing I've ever experienced before. And for me, this is where the replayability begins. This is where Manor Lords begins. There's plenty of good in the gameplay and various mechanics as well, but there's also so much you can do with personalization, whether it's renaming individual people, or playing around with the retinue visuals and weaponry, or simply going into third-person view and walking around enjoying the scenery of this beautiful village you've created. Everything about this is personal and insanely immersive. The point is the immersion, the personalization, the fact that every playthrough is just a little bit different because your village will always be a little bit different. This is the core foundation of the game, and you can tell all the seasonal visual changes, the weather effects, the brilliant customization of road and house placements, the way you can build up your manor a little bit differently each time, how you create an army of retinue experienced soldiers. Each playthrough is very different. All of this succeeds in giving you a sense of grounded reality and what being a medieval lord could really have been like. The gameplay mechanics, the balancing, more features, all of that will come in time, but the foundation on which it needs to be built on is clearly all here, and I think that is worth supporting and praising. And I say all of this because plenty of people are glossing over what is being delivered here and going straight to criticizing the lack of gameplay features, the mechanics that are really exploitable, bugs, other features that are missing, the replayability of the game itself being less than what they'd hoped for. And these are all valid criticisms, of course, but the truth is the Manor Lords you are seeing right now from a gameplay perspective is simply just the beginning. If you're making these criticisms, you've simply overestimated what the game would deliver at first release, which is fine, but readjust those expectations and I guarantee you'll have a much better time of enjoying what's really here. And city building as well, even though this is clearly the most developed side of the game. Development and research is not quite there yet, the policies are mostly locked, the production tab is empty, diplomacy is pretty much non-existent, and the goods and commodities you can produce are not quite balanced yet. There's genuinely just so much more to come. And for me, the biggest feature that I cannot wait for is AI villages and towns that you can see on the map and engage with. Like once that's in the game, Manor Lords is going to feel and play completely differently. People are criticizing the lack of AI, but honestly, I'm much more excited about seeing this process unfold, seeing how the first iterations of AI towns develop and which way they go, how they build their houses and develop an economy, all the way to the final versions of proper, intelligent opponents that produce beautiful, huge cities and give you a run for your money. I believe in the process. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I want to play and watch Manor Lords grow into the game I believe it can be. If it takes a little bit of money out of my pocket to support this development journey, then so be it. Play the unfinished version now, that's totally worth it. And given how delighted I've been playing it since getting access in the last few days to this creator build, I have no doubt I'm going to have just as much fun playing future versions of the game as I will witnessing and being a part of that process of development into the final version of the game. And as if you need any more reasons to buy into this early access version, I love how engaging Slavic Magic is with his community. No other game developer, no other early access game developer has really engaged this much. He tweets about gameplay features he's testing or artwork that's being worked on. He's got a voting section of the Discord to ask people who follow development and play their stance on this feature or that. He deeply cares about creating an end product that is true to his vision, authentic to the setting, and balancing that with something that's playable, fun, and what the people would like to see. That's not an easy thing to do, but to be so open and engaging with the community about this, that is highly commendable. This positive attitude towards it all, this is partly why I love his approach to development, and why I think the process of creating the fully finished game is going to be so fun to witness and be a part of. At the end of the day, Manor Lords is a medieval strategy city builder with Total War-ish battles in early access. Early access is the key word there. It's developed by a single individual over the last 5-6 years at least, and achieves something I don't think a lot of games do, let alone strategy games near achieve. A community of people who have faith in its future. The core foundation is all here. It's visually stunning, and it makes me feel immersed in a world I'd only ever really imagined or watched in movies or read in books. The sole developer, Slavic Magic, has a great approach to not only creating it, but also engaging with the people who believe in it, and I'm so excited at the prospect of much more to come for the future of Manor Lords. I'm simply someone who enjoys what's already here and believes in what is going to come. So many people miss this point of what early access means and what a single developer means, but by bringing it all back down to earth, I think there's a lot more to appreciate here than people think when you know a bit more about the backstory, how far it's come along, and how much more there is to go. And that's it for today, guys. I wanted to make this quick video here to talk about my feelings about Manor Lords, the various discussions and criticisms that it's been getting, and why I think a lot of people don't really understand what the words early access or the gravity of being a single developer doing this actually means. As someone who's played games like Star Citizen or Hell Let Loose, early access games that have a lot of promise and potential where developers are really working hard to make things happen, I understand what Manor Lords is trying trying to do, the ambition of the scope of the game and how it's being developed by a single person. And I can see how people are really overestimating what it is delivering in this early access version of the game. I just hope that through this video you can understand a little bit more about what it's really about and maybe give it a proper chance when it releases. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below. What do you think about Manor Lords so far? Do you think it's overhyped, or do you feel as I do that it's got a very bright future ahead and it's worth trying out right now? Subscribe to the channel for more Manor Lords videos just like this, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.